Oh, hello. Sorry about that. That's pretty much indicative of the day we're having.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm the Worth Playboy.
I'm Bunny.
And welcome to the Morning Hustle. And we're going to get started here with some technical difficulties, which are going to happen, especially if you have 9 shows a week. Things are going to happen, sometimes 10. We always start off with a maxim.
Do you remember what the maxim was? I don't remember what the maxim was. Sorry. Okay, we'll move on. Sorry, my bad. I'm always.
And I sent it last instead of first,
which
is probably the mistake.
No big deal. All right, let's try this. Let's jump into the first. We've got like rapid fire action happening today. We've got so many things to cover.
And again, what is the basis of this show? Normally when you come to our timeline, we try to stick with attraction, relationships, seduction, and sex.
Mm-hmm.
We want to stay with the basics. So I want people to be able to come and not get caught up in the drama day to day, or the topic of the moment, which is usually 24-hour cycle on Twitter. But your basics of game and relationships, and just what would you say, like something that you know that is going to be pretty consistent. And I think that may come from being in the gym business.
Sure.
Where when people come in and they want the same person on the front desk, they want their equipment in the same place. And when people come to our timelines, they want no surprises.
It's true.
We'll give you a variety of things, but you're going to get consistent information. No weird stuff.
Yeah.
Which is, I think some people need that in their life. So
this is the show where you get the weird stuff.
Yeah. So this is when you come to our timeline, but this allows us to kind of like comment on the day-to-day comings and goings on Twitter. And then there's the 7 a.m. show with Bunny where she covers this every day.
Yeah.
Basically goes through the timeline.
Are you ready? Okay. All right. Let's go back to this. Whew, this is going to be rough, guys. Oh, I want to be able to hear this. Where are you, honey? Where are you? Okay. Let's remove that. We're going to try again.
One more time.
Because some days are just easier than others. Share audio. Yep. I mean, it's all the way it's supposed to be. If it's not working, we're just gonna have to work through that.
Let us know if you can't hear the video, if you would.
And I was sharing not just a bedroom, but a bed. One day I was helping my 9-year-old decorate and organize her own bedroom and realized, wait a minute, why don't I have my own bedroom? Couple of fun benefits. I got my own bedspread. I picked out my own pillows. I get to put all the pictures on the wall that I want. Look how gorgeous this one is. I was a little worried about how our kids would react to mom getting her own bedroom. I didn't want them worrying about us. But a week ago, I was talking to my daughter about going on vacation and getting a little Airbnb and how many rooms would we need. And she goes, well, Mom, you've got to make sure you have your own room. Yes. You're a grown-ass woman. Get yourself your own bedroom and teach your daughter that she could have her own bedroom her whole life.
This is so weird to me.
Yeah, this came out of left field. One, pretty much, the bedroom's pretty much hers anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you're not going to see for guys, it'd be like a deer head above the bed, beer cans, maybe a cable spool as a bed table, or like I had a fucking box.
He had a box.
I had a cardboard box with a nightstand inside the cardboard box that was not put together. So the cardboard box stayed as.
But it was mainly just a box of shoes. Make no mistake.
It was a box. And no one ever didn't have sex with me because it was a box. That's the important thing. That's the important thing. And it stayed. But I always think in the bedroom, or actually the house, pretty much she decorates it.
Right.
You know,
which is why guys so badly need like man caves and like shops or whatever. It's because, but this whole video about a woman wanting her own bedroom, that I feel like that's not indicative of a really strong, stable marriage.
You do see the separate bedrooms when they're like past 55, 60, 70.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like one of them's like he's usually getting up every 10 minutes to pee, or, you know, they don't sleep well.
Yeah.
But it's strange for a person her age.
Yeah.
It is more indicative. And I asked Bunny, I was like, I don't get this in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and I think that a lot of times when people, you know, it'll be like when people don't want to share a bedroom, it's because one of them snores, they're on completely different schedules. She's saying none of those things.
No, none of these things are applying.
She's just wanting her own bedroom.
Right.
She's got a kitchen. She's got a living room. She's got the front of the house that I'm sure is decorated. She's got every room of the house decorated the way she wants to, but she's mad that she doesn't have her own bedroom.
I kind of get the gist, and it's just, it can be completely in left field. That she just doesn't like being around it.
Yeah.
That was kind of my impression.
It's true.
And then she's foisting this on her daughter, who may very well want to sleep with her husband, or, you know, be in the same room.
That's like one of the big benefits of getting married and being with someone is being able to share space with them. Nobody dreams of the Barbie dream house and dreams of separate bedrooms.
No. And even the guys are like, you know, most guys are okay with it.
Yeah.
You know, they don't push back against it.
All right, we're gonna move on along. We're not gonna sit in one topic too long because we've got a lot of things to cover, and they are clogging up my CPU.
So we could say it's a little odd if the wife wants to move to her own.
It is odd. Somebody said, I think she's fucking the pool boy.
Yeah, I don't know. She seemed pretty proud of it.
Okay, this is a clip that I actually with my phone recorded onto my screen because, of course, like the streaming services will not let you just screenshot videos because they know what you're doing with them. But this video, this clip came across on the Sex and the City continuation show, whatever it's called now. And it's so crazy indicative of girl brain. I want to share it with you.
Hey, how was your day? Great. I was unanimously elected to the American Law Institute. Congratulations, that's amazing. Yeah, it is. And you know what I did after receiving the amazing news? Picked up my phone to share it with Andre Rashad. And I remembered. How sad is that? Naya, you have a great life. You're a beloved and tenured professor at one of the best law schools in the entire world. This is the life you wanted. Yes. Except no man to share it with. Oh. There. I said it.
Okay, a little background in case you couldn't piece the pieces together on your own. So the redhead has essentially blown her life up. She's left her husband. She left her husband for another woman, actually, you know, because it's Sex in the City. That's what happens. And then that all exploded. So she's miserable and unhappy. And essentially the black woman is a Columbia law professor who apparently never actually has to work because she's always just like lunching and stuff like that. And she's not terribly serious. So she doesn't really pull off the whole law professor thing. But she is apparently, you know, top of the world, super, you know, well thought of and all this stuff. and just got a big recognition. And the redhead Miranda's like, well, congratulations, you're all of these things, you've accomplished all these things. And all the black woman wants is to call her now ex-husband, who and theirs was more of like a grew apart. They couldn't have children. Like, it was kind of one of those struggles that takes over things. But all she wanted to do was call her ex-husband and celebrate with him.
Right.
All she wanted in that moment was a man. And as much as the redhead character wanted to completely say, you've got it all, you've got everything that you've wanted and worked for. She wanted and worked for it, but she did that and wanted to share with her husband. This
is good. And
yeah.
And most men would not see it, because we see things from the redhead's point of view.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you know women, they base their life off from the age of what, about 4 or 5?
About the time we start playing with Barbies.
Yeah. To they're on their deathbed.
Yeah.
Their relationship to a man defines who they are.
Absolutely.
Who
Absolutely
he is,
true.
and their relationship with him.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things. I mean, they can talk the talk, but if they're alone, it's not good.
It's true. It's true. I mean, I was just shocked, and I'm literally just laying in bed watching this show, because I know you guys, give Sex and the City a bad rep. I get it. But I still watched it back, 25 years ago when it started.
Which is crazy.
And
yeah.
I love it. And so I'm watching this, and I was just like so taken aback when she said that.
Sometimes red pill knowledge does kind of leak through mainstream media.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what is it? Californication?
Yeah.
Yeah. The one with, and I've never even I've watched like YouTube clips.
Right.
But he's kind of a player, and his behavior is that of a player, and it works. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah. That's
it's
you
interesting.
love those clips of that show. All right. Next. This is so good. This one is so good.
Sex one more time.
Leave my house.
I just want to have sex one more time.
Leave my house. Leave my house. I'm not having sex with you. Leave my house.
Why do you hate me?
Leave my house.
Why do you hate me? Sex one more time.
Leave my house.
I just want to have sex one more time.
Leave my house.
Was this a skit?
I don't know. I could picture this.
That's pretty funny.
You sent that one to me, I thought.
No, I didn't see it, but I saw it, but I dismissed it.
I just want to have sex one more time. No, I think that girls, especially, I think that people need closure. I think that's why, that's why rotation girls, if one of them gets a serious boyfriend, she doesn't say, hey, I can't meet up anymore. She comes over.
It's true.
She fucks you one more time.
Right. This is the last time we can do that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
And you always kind of balance it out. Girls can get away, and keep this in mind, girls can get away with behavior that men can't.
Yeah.
What is charming and endearing and funny is dangerous and rapey and a threat.
Right.
If he's standing in the doorstep going, I want to fuck you one more time.
Right.
And she's like, no, I want to, so you kind of have to balance what's funny or it's one way, or it's a one-way street sometimes.
I had a situation like that with a breakup, and it was similar. It wasn't necessarily sex. He had come to my parents' house, and I felt like I could not, it wasn't aggressive, but I feel like I could not get away. And it was that same kind of just repetitive, just saying the same things over again. And I thought I was going to claw my eyes out.
Yeah.
It's
an uncomfortable
It was
position.
incredibly uncomfortable and strange. And again, I didn't feel like I was in danger, but it's annoying.
And that's why with a split, girls are going to, give you 20 reasons that you should meet them and sit down, and it's still a bad idea.
Yeah.
If you broke up with her. And
It's
if
true.
she broke up with you, you need to just shoot off in the other direction.
Yeah.
There's no talking girls back into something, and it's none of it's good.
True.
You know, but in the case that girls always 3 to 5 times they'll try to contact for some type of closure.
Yeah.
But it's never. I mean, it's kind of like when you fire somebody. There's no real explanation that you can give that will satisfy them.
Sure.
You know? So you just kind of have to like roll with it.
Well, and one thing that comes to mind with that particular girl is, I wonder if she was trying to get pregnant. Like, there's all
Yeah, you have
kinds
no
of things
idea.
you have to be cautious of in those kinds of situations. All right. Next, never talk marriage before you've dated for at least 2 years. You've seen each other go through serious life changes, family, death, financial crisis, windfall, job loss, the highs and lows of life. And I loved this, and you actually wanted to share this today because, I mean, probably the best advice I've ever seen you write. This is one of those this is one of those posts that I make that either gets one or the other extreme response wise, you know, but you really have to truly know someone and how they handle life things before even deciding to marry.
And the thing, and Bunny's pointed this out before too, like you can't date for a year and they get engaged for a year, because once you get engaged, the momentum of the engagement overrides a lot of red flags.
It does.
So a lot of times that people probably shouldn't have, they didn't, because the momentum and the social pressure, which is part of it, I mean, it's supposed to be there, takes over, and people are like, well, we've already come this far. It'll be better when we're married.
Once we're married.
So Bunny has a good, and even if you're like just out of college, a couple years is good. I mean, of our lifetime. So yeah, 2 years is good enough. And I think a lot of people tend to agree with that. They'll go, if you don't know within 2 years, you're probably not going to know. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. That's
I
something I need to remember.
I see that a lot.
All right. This is really good. My best friend fucked him. 2 of my sorority sisters fucked him. My coworker fucked him. There must be something about him. I'm going to fuck him too.
Social proof.
Girl logic.
Social proof. Social proof works like whenever you see a line for a cookie store.
Yeah.
Those cookies must be great. Or, you know, anytime you see a group of people looking up and then you look up too. Social proof. You know, that's one of those things. Girls like, and another phrase that they tend to use in seduction is pre-selection.
Yes.
If he's sleeping with her sorority sister, he's been pre-selected as being a viable candidate.
He's been pre-approved.
Exactly. And it really does. I mean, and a lot of guys came back with stories of like, especially college, because of the environment.
Yeah.
There's not as much blowback trading partners, you know, at that age. I'm sure it would be a little bit different with coworkers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
But where they would like go through a friends group, like of 3 or 4 girls, you know, so.
I just realized your color is.
Oh, I thought that was just the new look.
You're doing
I can't even see it. So just know that
I couldn't see it either until just that
it's a
moment.
blue jacket on black background. I can't see the color.
Oh, you're
But
very
that is one of those things, and I put out a tweet a while back, and I was like, her friends will fuck you too, so be discreet.
right.
You know, they're more likely than a stranger, you know, because they
Very
kind of
true.
know you, they've heard about you, you've been pre-approved.
It's true.
Not always a good policy, but it happens.
Yeah. Okay. Women love to feel respected, loved, admired for how they serve, for their children, for their bodies, for the food they cook, for the way they fuck, for the raise they get at work. But they also want to be treated like the cutest teenager in the room, playfully adorable and a little annoying.
Give me the percentage on this then. Let's say respected for their contributions and skills and treated like a teenager. What should the mix be?
I would say 40-60, 35-65. Like, that math work? Yes. I mean, I would say that they want to be taken, they're taken so seriously in so many areas of life that they don't want to be taken too seriously by you in their romantic relationships. But the problem lies if you never recognize the food she's made, the great parent, the great mother she is. Friends need to recognize, church family needs to say, oh, your kids are the most well behaved. I always love it when they're around, or I never mind it when they're around, or I've got to get that recipe. It is my favorite thing, and every time you bring it to the potluck, I want more of it. Things like that. So not only from the outside world, but from the inside personal world, we need to. It's kind of like every time I serve you dinner, you at least say thank you. Thank you for dinner. You're the one who paid for the food. I'm the one who put it in front of you. Similar to that, kids, you'll see that a lot with kids. Mothers will get incredibly upset if a child, whether it's their child or someone else's, does not acknowledge thank you for making dinner, or thank you for dinner, or thank you, Mrs. Da-da-da, or what can I do to help? These are the ways that's the 30 to 35% rub, I would say, where if a girl doesn't feel seen for the contributions that she's making, she gets deeply offended.
And I think this is a maturity factor. For guys that are like before 25, if they don't have that maturity level, sometimes they don't see this stuff. And a lot of these guys get married.
Yeah.
They go straight from their mom to their wife. They're just used to being waited on, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So it really does depend on the person.
Right.
But it definitely is a maturity factor.
Absolutely. I could see that. Next. See, we're just blowing through things today. Blowing through them. Oh my gosh. This one. Hold on.
Yeah, this one was rough.
This is rough.
Early this year, I came out as gay to my husband, soon to be ex, and he had the sweetest and most amazing reaction. And this is what he said. What did you say?
I said that I was so proud of you, and that was the bravest thing I've seen anyone do.
And now we are going our own separate ways, and we're about to put this house on the market. And that's all she wrote. Be like my ex-husband. Be that good.
Be that good a person. That's like do the right thing.
It's like, I want a refund. I don't deserve it, but you need to do the right thing.
Yeah.
It's only serving her.
It's only serving her.
When I saw this guy and the way he was moving, it reminded me of, there was a guy that they wrapped an explosive device around his neck, and they had him run into a bank and, and he was actually part of it. But he was moving and carrying himself like there was an explosive device in the room with him.
That's a good
And there
point.
was. She was talking to the camera.
Yeah.
That's a man who said, I'm just going to have to be cool until I can make some distance.
Yeah.
And then do what I need to do.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
That's a good point.
And at the end where he gives a thumbs up, it's pretty much like a hostage saying this isn't really a confession. Is
that one of the different codes?
Yeah, when he walks away and he kind of puts that up around the camera. I was like, no, he's just letting you know this is just for show.
Yeah.
And she's a mess.
Yeah.
And he was very lucky and probably very grateful that she did what she did when she did.
And it doesn't sound like they have children or anything like that, which is also good.
That complicates things, because you talk to a lot of people that have a starter marriage or a younger marriage.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't even remember being married to them.
Yeah.
They're like, I forgot, because you'll say, how many times have you been married? And they're like, well, I was married to Bob for, 25 years. And they're like, and there was Mike for like a year. They forget.
Exactly.
And that right there was a guy being held hostage.
Well, and I even have one of my best girlfriends, actually, her parents divorced when she was like a junior in high school. Rough aged for parents to go through that. There's not, but junior year is hard enough as it is. And they divorced because of exactly this kind of scenario where the mom was coming out as gay, as a lesbian. And literally is still married to the woman that she went off with. I mean, it's a legit, that was 25 years ago or whatever. But, you know, so it does happen. But a lot of times when we have a client who, you know, they got all the kids out of the house and stuff, and then they split and he went off. He's like, I've decided I like guys, you know, it happens. Oftentimes they wait until the kids are out of the house.
It's the coming out thing is usually, well, for general divorces, they wait till the kids are out of the house. The guy doesn't want to pay child support.
Yeah.
It would be messy. And it's also a change of life transition time. They might be downsizing the house too. But when you have what we've noticed, and this is all anecdotal, is when people are married and then they decide that they want to, like, they're actually gay or bisexual or whatever, once their parents have passed.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
They're more apt to come out because literally they're afraid it would kill their parents. You know,
Exactly.
so they just wait. And they may wait 20 or 30 years, but once they pass, they're like free to be themselves or you know, who they believe themselves to be.
And that was exactly my first
You
statement.
said that,
yeah,
yeah.
that was my first thing I said when I saw this video. I said, I bet she had a respected grandparent who just passed, or her parents have passed. I think that if there was someone who was kind of holding her feet to the fire to keep her on the straight and narrow, they've gone. And therefore she was open to being true to herself.
Yeah. And for a guy, like the guy appears to be a very middle of the road, average.
Yeah.
He doesn't want any weirdness in his life.
Yeah.
He doesn't want any weird stuff going on. He'd like to just, he saw a bullet and it just missed him.
Yeah.
He could have had kids with her and it would have been a fucking mess.
It's true.
You know? So yeah, he was moving slowly away from.
Man,
danger.
but your description about him having like
Yeah,
explosives around
yeah.
the neck, that I can totally see that.
That's how he was moving, how he was carrying himself, and even like how his voice, he was like pretty soft spoken.
Yeah.
You know, just not a good situation.
Okay. Next. I went to dinner with some friends and family, and like right out of the gate, my brother asked our cousin why he's 34 dating a 21-year-old, and the sound was like one of those ASMR videos where all you heard was cutlery clanking awkwardly.
It's funny because that is an old school reaction.
Yes.
It's kind of like a black guy and a white girl walking into a party and like you hear the record scratch off.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen anymore. People are used to age gap dating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
used to things being different.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what surprised me. And, you know, everybody was in there on the discourse and people get all worked up about the age because they're like a 24-year-old girl is like not able to make her own decisions.
Right.
You know? And so I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, if you read the comments, it goes on and on and on. And on. So.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like we're meeting up with my sister and her husband. They have a 12-year difference. And Bunny and I have 11 years. This is pretty normal.
Yeah.
You know, at least in certain circles.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Woo, this one's kind of funny. All right. Count the red flags, guys.
Don't throw that girl big as she is not one of them. Yo, we outside. What the baby said? If we Miami and Mineral winners, we had them.
Fucking what?
Don't throw that girl big as she is not one of them. Yo, we outside. What the baby said? If we Miami and Mineral winners, we had them.
Fucking what?
It gets funnier the more times I watch it. Okay, let's just pause on one of these little moments and talk about this girl. Count the red flags. Number one, she's skinny fat, so I think there's drugs running there. Number two, she's doing that fast clapping while she's talking. Number three, she's talking so quickly that it's actually incoherent. Number four, there's the leopard print. Number five, there's the just rando tattoos on her body. Number six, there's this bikini, this bathing suit.
It's something.
It's something. I don't know. It's something. I mean, Number 7, 6, whatever number I'm on, she's got full face of makeup, but she's out in jet skis, which every girl knows that that's really hard to pull off and actually come out looking decent. What are your thoughts on this one?
That's pretty much covered. She may have hoop earrings.
Oh, there are definitely a lot of hoop earrings in that girl's jewelry box.
Yeah, it's a mess, but it's funny because it's so extreme.
It is.
But it's good to like see an example. That way you can kind of catch the you can catch the red flags when it's just a couple.
She reminded me of that catch me outside girl.
Yeah.
That's who that girl reminds me
funny.
of.
Well, they're in the same. That would be the same classification.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Whew. All right, you sexy things. Next.
This was just such an extreme, but Bunny's the first one that showed me like what filters can do. It's supposed to be the same girl.
Yeah. And from the get-go, I actually don't believe it is. I see a lot of, there can be a lot done with makeup, but this girl's nose is quite a bit different. I don't know. There are some differences that make me think that this isn't 100% like makeup and filters and things of that nature.
Well, it's surgery is what.
Oh, it's surgical.
Yeah, forgive me for not being more explicit.
I'm sorry. I did not catch that.
Yeah,
that makes more sense.
It's supposed to be surgery, and then once you get into, what filters can do, I'm sure that things were enhanced.
Yeah.
But that is probably the most extreme facial cosmetic surgery I've ever seen.
She looks great.
It's ridiculous.
That's truly like a 60-year-old woman turns 25.
And I think they said she was like 66.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It's absolutely insane. Of course, and so, without the headscarf, you would see the neck.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that they haven't quite gotten straightened out yet.
Yeah.
Turkey neck.
That's pretty. I didn't catch. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I should have looked at this username, and I probably would have caught on a little bit better. But that's pretty remarkable. It is insane. That's a good topic quote for that one.
But I've never seen a man have good facial cosmetic surgery.
No, I don't either.
Not once.
I don't either. All right. Look. Speaking of men. Looks matter a lot. Improve your appearance by get a good low maintenance haircut. I think that's a good point. The low maintenance factor, and that's what we haven't talked about as much when we've talked about it. It's like just get your haircut pretty regular. A low maintenance haircut. Get yourself a style that looks good, that's complimentary, but also is easy for you to keep up.
Or you won't do it.
That's critical. Lift heavy weights and do cardio. Because if you just lift heavy weights, you can't walk across the street without losing your breath. Wear clothes that fit properly. Guys, this is not rocket science. And if you buy right off the rack, you can do that and still have things tailored. People think that tailoring is expensive. It is priceless, and it's not really all that cost prohibitive. Develop your own style. This is a biggie. Whatever it is that is your, goal persona or side of yourself to present to the world, back that up. Think of what that person would wear to the grocery store, what they would wear to work, what that person would wear everywhere, and exclusively lean on those styles so that you are presenting your best self to the world every single time you're at the house or out of the house. And trim your fucking fingernails.
These are the big ones.
They are. Do you have anything to add to that or any thoughts about that?
No.
Okay.
That's a pretty good list, which is why I pulled it. I thought it was pretty solid.
This guy, there's only one fashion rule and advice a man needs. Be in shape. That's a great start, but you can be in great shape and have a shitty look, and it's not attractive. It's not going to appeal to the women who you probably
having spent what combined 60 years in the gym together.
Yeah.
The guy that relies on just being in shape is wearing a sleeveless t-shirt that's probably 15, 20 years old and basketball shorts.
Yeah.
And dirty tennis shoes.
Yeah.
That's not, he looks like he smells.
Yeah.
It's not a good look. Even if you are jacked,
Yeah.
It's not a good look.
No, unfortunately, it's really not. Touching on the first point you made, a lot of guys get trapped when it comes to getting haircuts. They've either been with the same barber for years and have that relationship built. They still might not be totally satisfied with the cuts, but they go because they're loyal. Or let me expand this. This is a long one. Or they change barbers every other week. Find someone who sees your potential as a man. A barber who knows your potential is going to take more time and effort into the cuts that some pudge who just wants to check. Don't be afraid to shop around, but at the same time, don't change barbers like underwear. Great advice there.
The loyalty is a big thing with men.
Yeah.
You know, you do. You find the guy that works for you and you just go to him forever.
Yes.
You know, guys like that, it's just like a plumber. You're like, I'm going to call the same man every time. Because once you find somebody good, you're like, I'm not changing.
No, it's true. All right. Are we ready for maybe the video that broke our internet the most this week?
Let's see it.
All right. We're doing it. This little gem right here.
Oh. Man, it happens. It happens with more frequency than most people will realize.
She is destroying that car.
Yeah.
Popping the headlight lens off. Oh my God. I mean, just destroying that windshield. She peels off the back window. She breaks all.
It's raining.
It's raining. That's just a screwdriver. She's having the best time. Who knew a screwdriver was this effective? I did not.
The normal scenario here is that's his car. He got caught cheating.
Yeah.
Usually it gets spray painted.
Yeah, true. Man. I mean, she just goes and goes.
Yeah, she's wearing it out.
Woo!
Somebody said that that's actually like the Honda CRV is like a girl's car. It might be the other girls. You know, who knows?
Yeah.
But most of all, it's what girls will do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You push, they'll snap.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, that didn't come out of nowhere.
No.
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 There's been indicators, you know, whether she, you know, attacks them or, you know, stalks them or whatever her indicators may be. But this doesn't just show up one day.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, especially since, I mean, she's being watched. She knows she's being watched.
Doesn't care.
She's laughing about it. She's not worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't look psychotic. She doesn't look like she's on drugs. You know, she just looks like she's been hurt and she's done.
Yep.
This is why I always say, I mean, if you're a rotation guy, we talk about that all the time. We think it's a great way to meet women, to establish great relationships with, you know, to really vet women against one another in your own mind, you know, things like that. Running a rotation is a good idea. Running a rotation where each girl feels like you are in a monogamous relationship is a terrible idea. And I would be willing to bet this was even kind of one of those scenarios. You know, I think that girls who are in a one-on-one relationship and he cheats, I feel like in a lot of ways she's more hurt than that in that kind of moment. I mean,
Right,
yes,
right.
girl, no, make no mistake, girls get pissed off.
Right.
But they're hurt, pissed off. This girl's like, fuck you, motherfucker. I'm gonna burn your shit down.
Right.
She's taking a lot of joy in this.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I try to impress with guys in the rotation manual is you are not monogamous. They know, and you don't have to be direct, because especially in the beginning, guys that go, no, I just like to, you know, fuck around or what. It just makes girls angry.
Yeah.
But she knows by your demeanor,
Yeah.
by your lack of presence, you know, you disappear. There's a lot, and girls are smart. Girls are savvy. They know when you're running around, if that's the vibe you give off.
Right.
You know, it's a completely different thing. And these guys go, well, you know, because what these guys and what is a bad policy is keeping her from seeing other people while you run around is what most younger guys will want.
Yeah.
But it's not a viable long-term option.
No.
You know, you kind of have to be okay with them coming and going, you know,
Yeah.
because they're okay with you coming in. So there's a trade-off there.
Yeah.
But you don't even, it's funny because, you know, you don't even think about that when you're in it.
Well, if you're running enough girls, one or two kind of dropping off here and there,
Yeah.
or coming and going a little bit more,
Yeah.
you don't notice them.
Because you are the fun guy and they come to you for a specific thing.
And a lot of girls, I would say probably half girls that you run a rotation with, they're getting everything they need from even just the fun guy who's clearly running a rotation. She doesn't really need much more. She doesn't have time for much more than that.
No.
It's like the attention that you give her and the once a week meetups are just enough to kind of top her tank off.
Yeah.
And she's good. Then there's the other half of the girls who are like, he's running a rotation, I'm running a rotation, we're just having a good time.
Yeah. And like Bunny talks about the first category, like once you have girls, you know, that have a kid or two, and they've
Yeah.
gone through a divorce, they're busy.
Yeah.
And it also, they don't even have to use the brain power to think, well, where's this going? Because they know it's going to be a fun time and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of pluses because a lot of guys go, well, what's in it for them? A lot. A
Yeah.
lot when you do it right.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. I think this is a really interesting one. I think this is really good. Are you ready? This was your tweet.
Okay.
Men that don't want to work with or see women in public. It's more common than most people realize. These men tend to lean towards the trades, jobs that are isolated or male dominated, and they just don't say anything concerning it. Again, the majority of men are not that interested in girls, seduction, or sex. They'd much rather be left alone to make money, pursue hobbies, drink, and get high a lot.
While maintaining a household. You know, most guys do want a little chubby wife that takes care of the kids, and takes care of them, and takes care of, I mean, that's why you have these huge, when I say this, think of the subdivisions that are out there.
Yeah.
Thousands, 5,000, 10,000 homes side
Yeah.
by side, just as far as you can see. Most of these guys don't want a rotation.
Right.
They just want to go to work, be able to come home, raise their garage door, sit out there with their buddies,
Yeah.
bet on football, raise their kids, coach sports,
Yeah.
just have a normal life. Knowing everything that we know won't help them. It might help them after a divorce,
Right.
but they don't come here. You know, they come here like after a divorce or, you know, after perhaps their wife passes away and they need to like meet people again. You know, that's who gets out here. But the vast majority of men are just not that interested because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Women are uncomfortable. They're foreign. They think weird. They scream at them.
We definitely do.
You know
think
what I mean?
weird.
I mean, all these things
Yeah.
that to them, you know, they don't understand any of this. They just want it to like stop,
Yeah.
which is why most guys will marry the first girl that like sleeps with them.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, good enough.
Yeah.
You know, or the guys, and we've heard this a few times, that know that they're so into whatever their hobby is, video games or chess or even dirt bike. Yeah, it doesn't even matter. But they'll come out of high school and marry the girl that they dated in high school
Yeah.
because they're like, I just want to keep playing video games.
Right.
You know,
She
she's
lets
cool.
me play video games. She's cool with it.
Yeah, she knows it's who I am, and they are cool with it. You know, so most guys are not. We are in a very small community.
Yeah.
You know, if you exercise, you're less than 1% of the population as it is.
Yeah.
You know, and then let's say you are into game, you're an even smaller percentage of that.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So,
It's
but
so true.
most guys are not interested in any of this. So they just want to be left alone, and they want to be able to drink.
Yes.
It's true. I know that sounds crazy, but literally drinking every day is most men's priority.
Yeah.
We're getting high nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the priority.
It's true.
It's just the way it is.
Good deal. I actually am genuinely surprised. That was like, I don't know, like 15 bullet points. It was a lot.
Woo!
It was more than we usually have kind of in the queue. So
But
we were
again-
just like flying through.
But again, it's like expanding on what we're seeing.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm trying to think back, did we really miss any high points? I don't think we did. I don't think we did. 'Cause
Hopefully whatever we said was resonated with whoever needed to hear it at the moment.
Exactly. Do we have any questions?
No, we haven't gotten any questions. Just a lot of great comments. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Guys, your time is very valuable. We appreciate it. If you're out there dating and you do want to run 3-4 girls at one time in a manner that works and everybody's happy,
Yeah.
and you have a variety of girls, and if you want to have one girlfriend, it's the best way to like shop and compare, for lack of a
Yes.
better phrase, is to see a few different girls over a 6-month period, and then you can narrow it down.
Yeah.
And you're more attractive when you're not desperate. You know?
Oh yeah.
Girls will be attracted to you when you just kind of walk around with that satisfied look on your face all the time.
Ooh,
Am
that's
I
hot.
right?
Yeah,
you
you're
get
right.
good. You good at. I mean, once you kind of master this, if you get out of the game, it's just like any other skill.
Yeah.
You know, it takes some time to rebuild it, but it can be rebuilt a lot faster the second time around.
Exactly.
Muscle memory.
Okay, so now I have to say something that cracks me up. Every one of these shows, you get like relaxed and like you sit back, and I get more and more excited. So I end up like here,
And I look like
and
I'm
you're like,
slouching.
you're way back there.
It's bad.
I'm a giant. I'm a giant. You can't even tell that actually you're like a foot
We actually said,
taller
I
than
know.
me.
It bothers her if she said, that's funny. Well, I noticed my posture in the last video, and I'm like, that's not good at all.
You guys are brilliant. Oh my gosh, Morgan McKay, you're my new favorite person. You see our brilliance. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Thanks.
Oh my
Tell them. What am I missing? I've pitched the location book.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate you tuning in. We value your contributions and your eyes. Woo! Make it a great day. Bye.